Avocados are called a superfood, but what if the way you're eating them is quietly harming your heart, liver, and digestion? I'm Dr. William Lee, and you're watching Health Advisor. Today, I'm revealing the 10 hidden avocado mistakes that could be affecting your health after 60. Stay with me, because mistake number 1 might truly surprise you. When you think of avocados, what comes to mind? Probably that smooth, creamy fruit everyone calls a superfood, right? Doctors recommend it, nutritionists praise it, and even your grandkids probably add it to their morning toast. It feels like one of the healthiest choices you can make. And you're right, avocados are packed with heart-healthy fats, potassium, and antioxidants that protect your brain, heart, and joints. But here's the part most people never hear. The same fruit that can help your body heal can also quietly work against you when eaten the wrong way. I've seen this again and again, especially after 60. When your metabolism slows and your organs become a little more sensitive to what you feed them. An avocado might look harmless, but certain habits like when you eat it, how you store it, or what you mix it with can turn it from a healing food into a hidden risk for your heart, liver, and digestion. And the tricky part is, you might not feel it right away. The changes happen slowly over time, showing up as fatigue, bloating, or rising cholesterol that doesn't make sense. That's why today we're going to uncover the 10 most common avocado mistakes seniors make. Some of them are so common that most people don't even realize they're doing them every day. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to avoid them so you can keep all the benefits without any of the harm. And I promise mistake number 1 will surprise you because it's the one that can actually send you to the hospital. If you love avocados as much as I do, take a quick moment right now to hit that subscribe button and drop a simple yes in the comments below. I'd love to see how many of you already enjoy them. And before we start, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that now and click like so you don't miss any of my upcoming health videos. Alright, let's begin. So let's start with something simple yet surprisingly common. You might not think twice about it, but the way we eat this fruit every day can quietly affect how our body feels. Even small habits repeated often can create big changes over time. The first mistake we'll look at is one that almost everyone makes, and it begins with something we all love: eating too much of a good thing. Let's start with the first and perhaps most common mistake: overeating avocados. I know what you might be thinking. How could eating too much of something healthy ever be a problem? After all, avocados are loaded with good fats, fiber, and antioxidants. You see them in salads, smoothies, sandwiches, and even desserts. They've become a symbol of clean eating. But here's the truth. Even healthy foods can backfire when taken in excess. One medium avocado contains about 240 calories and 22 grams of fat. That's perfectly fine if you're having one a day. But when you start eating 2 or 3 every single day, your body begins to feel the strain. As we age, our liver and pancreas don't process fats as efficiently as they used to. After 60, the ability to metabolize fat can drop by almost 30%. That means what your body used to burn off easily can now accumulate more quickly, putting extra stress on your organs. Your liver is like the body's filtration system. It breaks down fats, toxins, and cholesterol. When it's overloaded with too much fat, even from healthy sources like avocado, it starts to slow down. The same goes for your pancreas, which produces the enzymes needed to digest those fats. When you push these organs too hard, they get fatigued. Over time, that can lead to higher cholesterol, triglycerides, or even inflammation. In fact, a 2023 study from the American Heart Association showed that nearly 27% of people who ate 3 or more avocados a day actually saw their cholesterol and triglyceride levels rise, not fall. Imagine that. Too much of a heart-healthy food ending up hurting the very organ it's supposed to protect. There's also a real-life case that doctors at the San Diego Gastroenterology Center reported. A 49-year-old man decided to go clean and started eating 3 large avocados daily as part of his detox diet. Within weeks, he developed severe abdominal pain. Tests revealed he had pancreatitis, an inflammation of the pancreas caused by excessive fat overload. Once he reduced his avocado intake, his condition improved and his pancreas healed completely. Now, I'm not saying avocados are bad for you. Quite the opposite, they're one of nature's best foods when enjoyed in moderation, but portion control matters. 1/2 to 1 medium avocado per day is enough, especially if you're also getting healthy fats from olive oil, nuts, or salmon. Your body needs balance, not overload. If you love avocado toast in the morning, go ahead and enjoy it. Just pair it smartly. Add some lean protein or vegetables instead of extra avocado on top. Think of your body like an engine. Too much oil doesn't make it run better, it just clogs the system. The same principle applies to healthy fats. Even good fats can turn bad when you overdo them. Now let's talk about mistake number 9, eating avocados before bed. Many people think having something creamy and light at night feels healthy and harmless. Maybe it's half an avocado on toast or a little guacamole with dinner. It seems like the perfect evening snack, especially compared to processed foods or sweets. But what most people don't realize is that avocado, while nutritious, is a very fat-dense food, and fats take a long time to digest, much longer than carbohydrates or proteins. Here's what happens inside your body. When you eat an avocado too close to bedtime, your stomach and digestive system have to keep working while the rest of your body is trying to wind down. Instead of resting and entering the repair phase, your digestive organs stay active, churning through those fats for hours. That constant effort can make you feel heavy, bloated, or cause acid reflux when you lie down. And as many of you already know, once acid reflux kicks in, it can ruin an entire night of sleep. Research from the American Sleep Foundation found that people who ate fatty foods within 2 to 3 hours of going to bed were 37% more likely to wake up during the night and 42% more likely to suffer heartburn. Another report from the National Center for Biotechnology Information discovered that high-fat evening meals actually lower melatonin, the natural hormone that helps you fall asleep while increasing cortisol, the stress hormone that keeps you alert. After the age of 60, your body already produces about 25% less melatonin than it did in your younger years. So when you add a fatty meal before bed, you make it even harder for your body to rest. That's why so many people tell me, "Doctor, I'm eating healthy, but I still wake up tired. It's not what they're eating, it's when they're eating it." I remember a man in his early 50s who came to a clinic in Chicago complaining of chronic insomnia. He said he often had avocado with meat for dinner because it made him feel clean and light. But when doctors asked him to stop eating avocado at night, his symptoms changed almost immediately. Within a few days, his heartburn disappeared. And after 2 weeks, he was sleeping through the night for the first time in months. The good news is you don't have to give up avocados. You just have to time them right. Enjoy them at lunch or early in the evening, ideally before 6 swing. That gives your body enough time to digest and absorb the healthy fats before you go to bed. If you're hungry later at night, try something gentler like a small serving of oatmeal, plain yogurt, or a cup of herbal tea. These soothe digestion and prepare your body for rest. Remember, quality sleep is one of the most powerful medicines for longevity. Don't let a healthy food eaten at the wrong time quietly steal it from you. Mistake number 8 is one that sounds healthy but actually robs your body of vital nutrition. Pairing avocados with fat-free foods. You've probably seen this all over health magazines or in diet programs that promise fast results. The logic seems simple. If fat is high in calories, then fat-free must be better. So, people start mixing avocados with fat-free yogurt, skim milk, or low-fat salad dressings, thinking they're making a lighter, smarter meal. But here's the catch. That combination quietly blocks your body from absorbing some of the most important vitamins in the avocado itself. Avocados are loaded with fat-soluble vitamins like A, E, and K. These are nutrients that protect your eyesight, keep your skin smooth, support your immune system, and strengthen your bones. But the body can only absorb them in the presence of dietary fat. When you strip away fats and pair avocado with fat-free products, you take away the very thing that allows those vitamins to enter your bloodstream. You might be eating healthy foods, but you're not absorbing their benefits. Harvard researchers published a study showing that nearly half of people on long-term fat-free diets develop deficiencies in vitamins A and E. The symptoms were easy to miss at first: dry eyes, dull skin, brittle nails, thinning hair, and frequent fatigue. Over time, the lack of vitamin K also showed up as easy bruising and fragile blood vessels. For seniors, these deficiencies can affect balance, wound healing, and even increase the risk of internal bleeding. The problem goes beyond skin and bones. Healthy fats play a critical role in hormone balance. When your diet is too low in fat, the body struggles to produce key hormones like testosterone and estrogen, which are essential for maintaining muscle, energy, and mental clarity. As you age. One study from the U.S. National Institute of Endocrinology found that women on long-term fat-restricted diets experienced mood swings, irregular cycles, and lower energy levels. Men, on the other hand, saw testosterone levels drop by nearly 20%, leading to fatigue, muscle loss, and reduced vitality. I remember reading about a woman in her early 40s who came into a Boston clinic feeling constantly tired. Her hair was thinning, her nails were weak, and she caught every seasonal cold. It turned out she ate avocado every single day, but always mixed it with fat-free yogurt and salads. She believed she was making the perfect healthy choice. Blood tests revealed severe deficiencies in vitamins A and E. When she simply added a teaspoon of olive oil or a few walnuts to her meals, her energy and overall health improved dramatically within 2 months. So the solution is simple. Don't fear healthy fats. Use them wisely. If you're pairing avocado with fat-free foods, add a little drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, a few walnuts, or a spoonful of flax seeds. Those small additions unlock the vitamins hidden inside the avocado, allowing your body to use them for repair and renewal. The bottom line is this: fat isn't the enemy. Imbalances. Don't fear fats. Fear imbalance. Mistake number 7 is one that almost everyone has made at least once: eating an unripe avocado. You know that feeling when you bring home a beautiful avocado, slice it open, and realize it's still hard as a rock? Many people think it's still healthy. I'll just eat it anyway. But here's what most people don't know. Eating an unripe avocado can actually do more harm than good, especially for older adults. When an avocado hasn't ripened, it contains high levels of compounds called tannins. These are bitter plant chemicals that make the fruit taste astringent and cause that dry, puckering feeling in your mouth. In small amounts, tannins are harmless, but when you eat an entire unripe avocado, you're putting a heavy load on your digestive system. Tannins can irritate the lining of your stomach, trigger cramps, nausea, or even diarrhea, particularly if you eat them on an empty stomach. The American Gastroenterological Association published a study in 2023 showing that about 1 in 3 people who consumed unripe fruits high in tannins reported digestive discomfort. Among older adults, that number was even higher because digestion naturally slows with age. The stomach produces less acid and the intestines move food more slowly. So, unripe tannin-rich foods tend to sit longer, fermenting and creating gas and bloating. There was a case that caught my attention from a clinic in Los Angeles. A 36-year-old man started eating unripe avocados in his salads, believing they were still nutritious, even if they weren't soft yet. Within a few weeks, he began having severe abdominal pain and bloating. After testing, doctors discovered that the tannins were irritating his digestive tract. Once he stopped eating unripe avocados and switched to ripe ones, his symptoms disappeared completely. The good news is that this is one of the easiest mistakes to avoid. The ripeness test is simple. Gently press the avocado with your thumb or palm. If it gives slightly but doesn't feel mushy, it's ready to eat. If it's too hard, it needs more time. And if it's very soft or leaves a dent, it's already past its peak. If you don't want to wait too long, there's an easy way to speed up the ripening process naturally. Place the avocado in a brown paper bag with an apple or a banana. These fruits release a natural gas called ethylene, which helps avocados ripen faster. In 1 or 2 days, your avocado will soften perfectly, ready for your next meal. For seniors especially, patience pays off. A ripe avocado is easier to digest, richer in flavor, and full of nutrients that your body can actually use, like potassium, magnesium, and heart-protective monounsaturated fats. When you eat it too early, you not only miss out on that creamy texture and great taste, but you also put unnecessary stress on your digestive system. So remember, a little patience in the kitchen leads to better health at the table. Patience makes the best avocado. Mistake number 6 might surprise you because it's something almost everyone does without thinking. Adding too much salt to your avocado. Whether it's sprinkled over avocado toast, mixed into guacamole, or added on top of a salad, that pinch of salt seems harmless. After all, it makes everything taste better. But when you start adding more than just a pinch, you can quietly turn one of the healthiest foods on your plate into a risk for your heart. Avocados on their own are naturally low in sodium and packed with nutrients that help control blood pressure. They're rich in potassium, which balances the effects of sodium in your body, and they contain monounsaturated fats that keep your arteries flexible and your heart strong. But the moment you pile on salt, soy sauce, or salty seasoning blends, those benefits start to disappear. Too much sodium makes your body hold on to water, which increases the volume of blood flowing through your arteries. That extra volume puts pressure on the walls of your blood vessels, forcing your heart to work harder to pump blood through your system. For younger people, the body can sometimes adjust to these changes, but after 60, blood vessels naturally become less elastic, and the kidneys lose some of their ability to flush out sodium efficiently. That's why seniors are far more vulnerable to salt-related damage. The American Heart Association published a study showing that people who consumed more than 3 g of sodium per day had a 46% higher risk of developing hypertension and a 31% higher chance of having a heart attack. And remember, that's just 3 g, the amount in about 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt. Many people easily go beyond that without realizing it. I recall a case from New York where a 58-year-old man came into a clinic complaining of constant headaches, fatigue, and shortness of breath. His daily breakfast, 2 slices of avocado toast, generously sprinkled with salt and drizzled with soy sauce. Once he reduced his sodium intake, his blood pressure dropped, his headaches disappeared, and his energy returned. His doctor told him, it wasn't the avocado causing the problem. It was what you were putting on top of it. The good news is, you don't have to sacrifice flavor to protect your heart. There are countless ways to season your avocado that actually boost both taste and health. Try squeezing a bit of fresh lemon or lime juice over it. Add crushed garlic or a sprinkle of cumin, paprika, or chili flakes for a richer flavor. Even freshly ground black pepper can bring out the avocado's natural creaminess without the need for extra salt. These seasonings don't just taste good, they help your body fight inflammation and improve circulation. So the next time you reach for that salt shaker, pause for a moment. Remember, your avocado is already a heart healer. Don't drown it in salt. And sometimes it's not what you add to your avocado that harms you. It's what you forget after you've cut it open. Mistake number 5 is one that almost everyone makes without realizing it. Leaving a sliced avocado out at room temperature. You slice into a perfect avocado, use half for your toast, and leave the other half on the counter for later. It seems harmless, right? But within minutes, something very different starts happening inside that creamy green flesh. Once you cut an avocado, it's immediately exposed to oxygen, bacteria, and light. That's when oxidation begins. You know that familiar brown color that starts to appear on the surface? That's caused by an enzyme called polyphenol oxidase. It reacts with oxygen in the air and starts breaking down the antioxidants and vitamin C in the fruit. What you see as browning is actually a sign that nutrients are being destroyed. The longer it sits, the more nutrients you lose. But that's not the only concern. Room temperature, especially around 70 to 75 degrees F, is a perfect environment for bacteria to grow. A 2023 University of California study found that harmful bacteria like Listeria and Salmonella can multiply by nearly 80% in sliced avocado left at room temperature for just 2 hours. You might not see or smell anything wrong, but the bacteria are there. And for older adults with weaker immune systems, even a small amount can lead to serious digestive infections. There was a case in Miami where a 34-year-old woman ate leftover avocado that had been sitting on her kitchen counter since the previous afternoon. The next morning, she woke up with severe stomach pain, vomiting, and fever. Tests confirmed a listeria infection that required a full week of hospital care. Her doctors explained that avocados, because of their soft texture and high moisture content, are particularly vulnerable to bacterial growth once sliced. Even if your avocado doesn't make you sick, the longer it sits out, the more of its natural goodness fades away. Vitamins like C and folate, along with antioxidants that protect your heart and skin, begin to degrade quickly once exposed to air and light. What was once a powerhouse of nutrients becomes a shadow of its original value. So how do you store it the right way? Always refrigerate your leftover avocado immediately, keeping it at 40 degrees SF or lower. If you want to slow down oxidation, brush the exposed surface with a bit of lemon or lime juice, or lightly coat it with olive oil to create a protective barrier. Then, wrap it tightly with plastic wrap or store it in a sealed glass container. And here's a simple rule to remember. If it's been out for more than 2 hours, it's safer to throw it away than to risk your health. A fresh avocado nourishes a neglected one in dangers. So, treat it with the same care you give your heart, and it will keep rewarding you with its healing power. Mistake number 4 is one that many people don't think twice about. Combining avocado with alcohol. Picture this. A weekend brunch with avocado toast and a glass of champagne or guacamole with margaritas at a party. It feels fun, social, and harmless. After all, both foods seem to belong together on the same table. But inside your body, this pairing tells a very different story. Both alcohol and fats are processed by the same organ, your liver. Think of your liver as a factory that runs 24 hours a day, working to detoxify your blood, break down fats, and keep your metabolism steady. When you eat avocado and drink alcohol at the same time, you're asking that factory to handle 2 heavy jobs at once. Alcohol is a toxin that your body wants to eliminate immediately. Fat, on the other hand, needs to be digested slowly and carefully. So when both enter the system together, the liver becomes overloaded and struggles to process them efficiently. Harvard researchers found that nearly 40% of people who routinely consumed alcohol with fatty foods, including avocado, showed early signs of fatty liver disease within just 5 years. That's 4 out of 10 people developing silent liver damage, often without any warning signs until it becomes serious. About 14% even showed scarring, the first stage of cirrhosis, a condition that can permanently reduce liver function. And the liver isn't the only organ under pressure. The pancreas also plays a role in breaking down fats by producing digestive enzymes. Alcohol interferes with this process, blocking the release of those enzymes and causing a dangerous backup. When that happens, the pancreas becomes inflamed, a condition called pancreatitis. It's extremely painful and in severe cases can be life-threatening. Doctors in San Francisco reported a case of a 42-year-old man who loved avocado dishes paired with cocktails at social gatherings. Over time, he began to feel constant abdominal pain and fatigue. Tests revealed chronic pancreatitis and early signs of liver stress. When he stopped combining fatty meals with alcohol, his liver function improved and his energy levels returned. There's another hidden side to this pairing. Alcohol and fats together amplify inflammation throughout the body. That means more joint pain, higher blood pressure, and increased oxidative stress on your heart and blood vessels. For people over 60, this combination can quietly accelerate aging from the inside out. Now, here's the good news. You don't have to give up either one. You just need to separate them. Enjoy your avocado earlier in the day, maybe at lunch or as part of a healthy afternoon meal. If you like to have a glass of wine, save it for later in the evening and always pair it with lighter foods like vegetables or lean protein. Give your liver time to handle one job at a time instead of overwhelming it with 2. So the next time you're tempted to mix your avocado toast with a drink, remember this simple phrase. Let your liver breathe. When you do, you give your body the space it needs to heal, repair, and keep you strong for years to come. Mistake number 3 might seem small, but it can have serious consequences. Eating overripe avocados with black spots. We've all been there. You cut open an avocado expecting that smooth green color, but instead you see dark streaks or black patches inside. Most people just slice around the dark parts and eat the rest, thinking it's no big deal. But what many don't realize is that those black spots can be a sign of fungal growth and in some cases mold contamination that produces toxic compounds called aflatoxins. Aflatoxins are among the most harmful natural toxins found in food. They're produced by certain molds that grow on nuts, grains, and yes, even avocados when they become overripe or are stored improperly. These toxins are known to damage liver cells and increase the risk of liver cancer over time. The National Institutes of Health reported that nearly 29% of liver cancer cases in North America have been linked to long-term exposure to foods contaminated with aflatoxins, often without people realizing it. The danger is that these toxins don't just stay in the visible moldy areas. Once the fungus forms, its byproducts can spread invisibly through the rest of the fruit, even into parts that look perfectly fine. For older adults whose livers are already working harder to process medications, hormones, and daily toxins, the effect of these compounds can be even more severe. Repeated exposure, even in small amounts, can lead to chronic inflammation, fatigue, or long-term damage to the liver's filtering system. This is why eating a spoiled or overripe avocado isn't just unpleasant, it's risky. Doctors in Chicago shared a case of a 55-year-old man who regularly ate overripe avocados with dark spots, believing they were still safe as long as he cut away the bad part. Over time, he developed chronic liver inflammation and unusually high aflatoxin levels in his blood. It took months of dietary changes and medical support to restore his liver health. The good news is that it's easy to avoid this mistake with a few smart habits. Always inspect your avocados before buying them. Look for ones that are evenly colored, firm but not hard, and free from dents or cracks in the skin. When you cut one open, it should be a clean, vibrant green without grayish or dark areas.